हेलो ऑल, आई एम अभिषेक। और हम लोग की GS1 UPPCS मेंस की जो हम लोग की टेस्ट सीरीज चल रही है, जो हम लोग क्वेश्चन आंसर प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं, इसमें आप सबका फिर से स्वागत है। और आज हमारे सामने एक क्वेश्चन और है। नाउ द क्वेश्चन इज एग्जामिन हाउ रीजनलिज्म अफेक्ट्स नेशनल इंटीग्रेशन। ओके, so as you all know, my first step is to identify the keywords। और इसमें हमें दो keywords दिखाई दे रहे हैं। The first one is the regionalism and the second one is the national integration। So now we need to understand that we have to link regionalism with national integration। I know आप लोग को दोनों वर्ड्स क्लियर होंगे। रीजनलिज्म मीन्स क्षेत्रवाद, to promote the aspirations of the local people or to promote development according to the needs of the local people. And you all know that since India is a vast country with very vast diversity, multilingual society, multicultural society, so everybody might have different regional interest. So I've given this introduction that regionalism is not a new phenomena in the Indian political system. It is a feeling or ideology among a section of people residing in a particular geographical space. Okay, so you can use this words particular geographical space. It sounds good. Okay, now see, everybody cannot be the same। पांचों उंगलियां एक समान नहीं होती है। एंड डिफरेंट स्कॉलर्स हैव डिफरेंट व्यूज ऑन रीजनलिज्म। ओके, some believe that regionalism is a structure which is anti-system, anti-federal, and against fundamental interest of a nation, and they have their own reasons. Before going into the reasons, let me discuss some few points from the Indian Constitution. You all know that in our Constitution, India is a union of states. It means the different states have united and they have formed this nation। अलग अलग राज्य मिल के एक पूरे देश का निर्माण करते हैं, ठीक है। और एंड वी ऑल प्राउडली से दैट वी आर वन, दैट इज अनेकता में एकता और यूनिटी in diversity। Now the question is that even though we are diverse, but still we are united। Now let us look at this example। The first example is, it creates a feeling that one region is being neglected and treated as inferior। Fine, very well, because you have seen that before 10 years, around 2012 to 2014-15, the region of Northeast India was really neglected. But now a totally new different ministry has been formed regarding this, and the present government is taking ample amount of steps to integrate that chicken neck and all the 7 states into this vast mainland of our country। Different schemes, नई रोशनी and developing airports, opening new college। You must have seen Mr. Our previous president, late Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, also went there, है ना। And that was unfortunate that he died in that Shillong, that IIM, opening of that IIM। So you can relate your answer with the example which you know। Okay, now second point is, militant and aggressive regionalism increase separated tendencies। See, this point is time and again been repeated that too much of regionalism is not good for any one of us। Okay, we might have some different demands from the people, we might have some different opinion, we might have a different view, we are we can criticize। Criticism is not an issue, but over criticism, adopting the way of violence, that is not fine। So whenever you write any answer, don't go too much pro or too much cons. The civil servant or the this examination expect a person to be mediocre and practical. जब भी आप किसी भी प्रश्न का उत्तर दें तो हमेशा ये ध्यान रखें कि आप अपने आप को उस पोस्ट पर रख के देखें और तब आंसर बनाएं. बहुत ही आइडियोलॉजिकल आंसर भी टीचर कार्ड बहुत अच्छे मार्क्स नहीं देता है. रीज़न ही नोज दैट द पर्सन इज थ्योरेटिकल, ही इज़ नॉट प्रैक्टिकल. सो थोड़ा सा आपके आंसर में आइडियोलॉजी, थोड़ा सा प्रैक्टिकलिटी, शुड बी अ ब्लेंड ऑफ बोथ आइडियोलॉजी एंड प्रैक्टिकलिटी. Fine. Now the second point is rise of regional political parties often undermine the authority of central government. And see, I have written in there that it dilutes federal nature as well. So you know that India, like, it has three lists: concurrent list, union list, and state list. So we are indeed federal in nature, and beyond doubt the states have a very great stay. That is why in the election of president we take the voting of MLAs as well along with the MPs. So now I've mentioned a very unique example that in 2013, way back 10 years, a prime minister could not attend the Commonwealth of Nations meeting. It is popularly known as the CHOGM, CHOGM. It was held in Sri Lanka due to some regional political parties in Tamil Nadu. They were not favoring that Prime Minister should go there. They have their own regional issues. Okay, yet you know that Litte group and the Rajiv Gandhi assassination, you can correlate with that. Okay, so yeah, another example is regional political parties playing national politics is not healthy for democracy while being hyper regional in their outlook. See, this TMC, Aam Aadmi Party, fine, they were born due to the regional issues and they do cater the regional aspiration of the people, but sometimes they overstep their arena and they too much go way beyond, and that affect our national unity. And that small issue, petty issues, they take it to the national level and it creates hindrance in the development of the country. So this should not be the scene. Fine. They have the right to protest, they have the right to argue, and definitely it's a democracy. One should take its stand, but too much of stepping into the that the central government could not function even. Sometimes they discard these parliamentary meetings, sometimes they create a threat, sometimes they block the way for some ministers to come. You might have noticed. So all these points you should keep in your mind while answering the question. Okay, now let us move forward, as we have to write the other way as well. So how regionalism can serve as a tool for national integration, कि कैसे रीजनलिज्म समाज को जोड़ने का भी काम करता है या नेशनल यूनिटी को जोड़ने का भी काम करता है. See, I have mentioned this example, you must have studied in prelims, that regional identity through State Reorganization Act 1956. You remember that when our nation was being formed, different states were aligned due to different reasons. Some of the northeastern states, they have their different language, different culture. So in order to preserve them, in order to protect them, so we formed this the linguistic minorities, which 5th schedule, 6th schedule, Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, Manipur. Okay, so states were formed on the basis of language, and it weakened regional demand and facilitated political participation. Different political ideologies के लोग जुड़ते चले गए. There's Bodoland and that Garo Khasi Jaintia. You must know that Garo Khasi Jaintia is a hill. It is a tribe. It is it is a tribe as well. It is the language as well, and it is the ethnicity of people. So it's very important. You can support it. Next point is internal self-determination of community, whether linguistic, tribal, religious, regional through the inclusion of their language in the 8th schedule, formation of the autonomous district council, and the provisions mentioned in the 5th and 6th schedule. See, basically, 5th and 6th schedule of the constitution you must have read, that this point discusses about that how the people from northeast, how the last mile delivery of services is possible through them. So they have formed autonomous district council. When there's a group of people, and they locally they elect their representative, and all the development takes place community wise. Okay. Similarly, in the 8th schedule they have kept some languages. 22 languages have been kept. And आप जानते होंगे जब भी यूपीएससी का पेपर बनता है तो सारी भाषाओं में वो जाता है, और उसमें एक भाषा को क्लियर भी करना होता है. वी नीड टू क्लियर दैट व्हेन यू गिव दैट यूपीएससी. ओके. सो या नाउ वी शुड कंक्लूड आवर आंसर. आपने प्रोस लिख लिया. यू हैव मेंशनड कॉन्स ऑल्सो. रीजनलिज्म का फ़ायदा क्या है, नुकसान क्या है, बोथ यू हैव मेंशनड इट वेरी वेल. Support it with your answer with example. Last step is to conclude the answer. See, in the present scenario we need to understand the nature of regionalism, and if the nature of regionalism is related to development and it motivates people for development, then it is definitely it is appreciable. But we should keep in mind that regionalism is not above nationalism. So nationalism must be preserved at all cost. In order to fulfill our self-interest or self-vested regional interest, we should not undermine national interest. Nation is above all. Okay. If there is India, then we are there. If there is not a country, and even we cannot exist. Our identity is through our country first, then through our state, and then through our district, and then through our locality. Okay. So I guess that's it. Thank you.